ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the program. This is
Jack O'Neill.
I'm Cary and we are
Jackopierce.
Jackopierce. We're here to talk to you today about the new singles. New single just dropped recently. It's called Walk Away. It's one of my favorites. And what I love about it is, to me, because Back Again came out first, and Back Again is like, dun, dun, da, dun, dun, you know, totally almost like, I can't say punk, but like pop, punk, 80s surf rock, right?
Yeah.
Has some B-52-y, go-go-y, jan. And I thought, man, I love that song. Sorry, I started my timer. I love that song, but I think we need some Jackopierce, Bring It On the Weather, something to kind of bring people in a little bit, because some people may be freaked out by Back Again. And so I was excited for Walk Away to be the next single, and I loved it too, because we were recording it, and it was like, don't let her walk away. I let her walk away. I was like, is that a mistake? I don't know, but I love it. That's a cool thing about Jack's tunes.
Yes.
Like a lot of stuff, you're like, you know what, I don't really understand that, but I love it because over time it just kind of has its own meaning and things take on their own meaning. So tell us a little bit about the genesis, about the tune.
That. Well, if you're talking about the songwriting part of it versus the recording part of it, I think what's the most interesting thing for me is how Back Again and Walk Away kind of are living on both ends of our spectrum of musical. You know, there's a real great feel for the 80s music that we grew up with on Back Again, and then there's a really great feel of kind of that Neil Young harvest sound that
Yes.
I loved as well, and that I discovered at the same time I was discovering those great bands in the 1980s. And what I loved about working with Taylor, our producer, is that we came into the room with these songs, and the way I wrote Walk Away was a little different than the way we ended up recording it, but it made perfect sense when it came down to the actual execution of the song, and it really gave it that kind of that Neil Young crunchy, Bringing On the Weather kind of vibe. You know, it's like super organic, super upfront. And that ties back to the actual songwriting, which was, I was just looking at the way, you know, we talk about people falling in love and falling out of love, and the fact that when you talk about love, you use the word falling to begin with, which has a kind of a negative connotation. So it was really about how we use words to express how we feel about things, and at the end of the day, those words don't carry as much weight as what you actually do. You could tell somebody you love them, or will be there for them, or whatever it might be, but if you don't really show it in action, it's all out the window. So in the song, somebody's leaving, and you know, the character just knows that he said everything he could say, but he didn't do what he needed to do to back it up, and then you watch her walk away. And
Which is interesting because it's kind of a, you know, it's a springtime release, but it's also, but there's just something about the vibe that it just makes you want to dig in and listen. And we try to keep these to 5 minutes, so I'll try to keep the questions to a minimum. But the company I keep, talk about that line.
Oh yeah, there's a lot going on there. You know, the company I keep is certainly a reference to, you know, probably drinking way too much. That's kind of where all that was filling in, which was, you know, there's some, you know, some personal stuff that's going on there in terms of, you know, not living up to your own expectations and certainly not somebody else's expectations, and hiding behind whatever it is you choose to hide behind or make excuses with. And the company that this particular character was keeping for a long time was probably just about a bottle of Irish whiskey, but I don't know that guy. No.
I think we all know, everyone knows that guy, and that's the company I keep. I think it was interesting too when you said love. I always think about, you know, people want love, they want love the noun, but they don't want to do love the verb. They want the noun to happen. They want the, and you know, kind of what you're saying is, you know, you gotta do the verb if you want the noun. So that doesn't sound very romantic, but anyway, Walk Away is a great song. I love it. I'm a big fan, huge fan. Can't wait. We've never played it live, so at this point we're at Sonic Ranch in El Paso, Texas, on a 3,200-acre pecan grove, recording even more songs to add to the record that comes out in the fall. So thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Again, this is
Jack O'Neill,
I'm Cary Pierce, and we are
Jackopierce.